All right, day number 6. Here is another curse story. Another business partner cheated on me. You could replace it with another person or whatever you want to replace with. It's perfectly fine. But somebody took advantage of you. You felt you were betrayed by somebody. You felt you were betrayed by somebody. So I'm going to go straight into this. Understand this one thing before I get into this is that your brain is like a computer database. It understands pretty much zeros and ones as individual neurons. It understands pain, which is 0, and pleasure is 1. So pain and pleasure. It's based on pain and pleasure, based on the fundamental sensations of intensity that is transformed into pain and pleasure. So you're feeling an intensity. So let's say, for example, when you get mad, you're feeling an intensity. When you're happy, you're feeling an intensity. The happiness is a pleasurable intensity. Anger or madness is a painful intensity. But ultimately, we are feeling only intensities. Humans came up with words to call it as emotions. Probably before we had words, we didn't know what to call our emotions, probably, right? I mean, what would you say? Like, how would you express I'm depressed with sign language? Like, how do we do that? We cannot do that. So unless and until we developed language, we didn't know how to express what we were feeling. So all we felt was intensity. Like, when somebody said something, you're like, you want to do that. Somebody said something else, you want, like, two different feelings. And another time you're like really excited, happy, and you're smiling, and like your lips are moving to the side, and probably people understood that you're happy. So you're like the emojis, right? So like this or like this, smiling or frowning, right? Like very basic emotions, we understood that. But nobody understood what depression looked like, right? We had some sensations. So we are looking for sensation in your brain. That's all we understand. We don't understand more than that. But collectively, as a collective connectome is something that represents the entire schema of you, your body, your body brain, your head brain, the entire system, understand it with a meaning. For somebody like deceived you in business, or specifically in this case, then you have an energetic schema of that represented as a story in your brain. Individual brains, it feels intensity. The collective connectome is a scientific word. You could look up and study more about it. Connectome understands it as like, okay, something happened, this means something, because you know how to create meaning using your front area of your brain. You created a meaning for it. So this is what I call as a curse story, a story that is pulling you backward. It happened. You didn't choose it. I didn't choose it. It happened. Like when I was 21, Bishnu came to me. He said he was a doctor, and he said he knows about life. He said he'll make me world famous. Let's go ahead and change the world, do this thing. We shared a lot of dreams together. And then he said, okay, let's do this thing, and let's step by step, start working on different countries. And he was like, so big vision. And I'm like, okay, this is so cool. So let's go change the world. And then all of a sudden, like 6 months later, and I helped him. I gave him all the money that I had. I borrowed money for him and gave it to him. At the time, around $5,000, which was almost everything that I had. I was living in India. And then he said he's from Nepal, and his dad was the physician for George W. Bush. And if you find him, just let me know. If you're in Nepal listening to this, please connect me to Vishnu if you see him in a cell or somewhere, in a jail or somewhere. Okay, the bottom line is, one day he took my $5,000 and left. And then I'm stuck with debt and this dream. And all of a sudden I felt I was cheated. I was defeated by life. Like, oh my gosh, all this dream was for nothing. It was not the $5,000 that let me down bigger. The bigger letdown was the fact that I lost the dream. I lost the dream. And then it took me almost a decade to understand that I don't need to lose the dream. I lost the money. I don't need to lose the dream. Just because somebody took advantage of me, defeated me, doesn't mean that I need to stay in this curse story. That is what is going to happen to you today if you're going to put your attention to do it. If you're going to put your attention, this is important for you to move forward and claim your destiny, you could probably, like other people, instead of going to another video where you could watch cats dance, you could stay here and finish it, right? So that your business, your life could move to the next level, right? Just like I did. Okay, cool. So you have a curse story, a story that is pulling you backward, and we need to move forward. In order for us to move forward, there are 3 things that you need to do. Every story, if you listen to me before, you understand that every story has what? It has a beginning, it has a middle, and it has an end. 3 steps externally. So we change the beginning, we change the middle, we change the end, the story has changed. If you just change the end, the story has changed too. It's very easy. You could go back, watch this series to understand more details about how to do that technically. But I'm talking about the psychological element right now, which is a deeper element, which has 3 steps. It has 3 things. One, it has a meaning, it has an emotion, it has a context. So how do you change a story where somebody has deceived me? How do you change that story into a blessing story? It's very simple. What you do is you change the meaning. What else could this mean? The same steps. What else could this mean? Somebody deceived me. Vishnu deceived me. It was not Vishnu, it was Vishnu. Vishnu deceived me. All this time I felt that, you know what, I'm cheated on life. I'm being unlucky. Why did I manifest this thing? Why did he take advantage of me? Like, I was trying to help the world in some capacity, and then this is what happened. What? Why did that happen to me? Right? So that was the meaning. And all of a sudden, I was trying to find meaning based on my disempowering questions, the questions that were limiting me and pulling me backward. So the meaning was, oh my gosh, I'm dumb. Oh my gosh, I'm a blind positive thinker. There's something wrong with being positive and, you know, thinking and trusting people. I shouldn't trust people. There's something wrong with me. Why am I trusting people? I'm not supposed to trust people. I stopped trusting people because I thought, you know what, I cannot trust people because people will take advantage of you if you trust them. I was too young too. Probably I was like 19 or 20, 19, 21, somewhere around that age. So I stopped trusting people for 10 years. I never trusted people until they proved they were trustworthy. But I decided this is not the life I want. I said, that's wrong. Because if I don't trust people, there were like so amazing people in the world that I cannot connect with. Why? Because I don't trust them. Why I don't trust them? Because of Vishnu. Is it their fault that is it their fault that I'm not trusting them? No, it's somebody else's fault. How could I blame a person that I'm meeting in life for the mistake that Vishnu did? That's unfair to them, right? So I decided this. I said, you know what? I'm going to trust people until they prove me otherwise. So I'm going to start trusting people. It took me more than a decade to figure this out. Probably, significantly more than a decade, I think. I said, I will start trusting people until they prove me wrong. So when I meet somebody, I trust you. I start by trusting you. Until you prove that you're not trustworthy, then I'll start trusting you. And I start thinking, when I build a team, I find other people who won't probably trust other people in the beginning. So this way, I can blindly trust people. So I have the freedom to trust people. And if they prove wrong, then other people can tell me, oh, you cannot trust that guy, but I'm not going to lose because they are the one who's losing the opportunities in life because they didn't trust. They were not trustworthy. Makes sense? So what could it mean to you? Somebody took advantage of you. And that them taking advantage of you because of the fact that you haven't forgiven them, they're controlling you. Do you want the person who deceived you, took advantage of you, the person who took money from you, somehow deceived you to control your life? Do you want to give that kind of control to a person who took advantage of you 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, yesterday? Do you want to give them that control of your life? Oh, by the way, I just want to let you know, you deceived me, and here is the key to my life. Here you go. Keep it with you. That's what you're doing. See that? Is that true? Here's the key to my life. Because you deceived me. I just want to make sure that you have total control of my life. So here is a control. Here is a key to my life. Here is a car. Here is a house. Here are the keys to the house. You could do whatever you want with my life by having this meaning. Is that true? If that's true, just write down in the chat. Like it's true. If it's not true, I want to know, right? It's true. Take the control back by changing the meaning, because this machine can create a new meaning. This connector can create a new meaning. What is a new meaning? This collective system can create a new meaning. What is the new meaning? What could it mean to you? Okay, because of that, you became more vigilant. You became more intelligent. You became more kind of invincible. Like you became like more powerful. Nobody can take advantage of you. You learned that lesson already. Now, you can look for people who cannot be trusted. But you start by trusting. You start by trusting. So what is the meaning? The meaning is, I tried, I worked hard, I took initiative. The meaning could be anything. Just create your meaning. What's the new meaning? Write down in the chat, this is my new meaning. Cool? Nice. Write it down right now. So with this new meaning, what is the emotion that you're feeling? What's the emotion there with this new meaning? You feel happy? You feel excited? What's the new emotion that is empowering for this story? What's the context now? What is the context? So Vishnu, basically in my life, Vishnu's context is he helped me to dream big. That's the only thing that I recollect now. I'm not judging him, but still, if you find him, just let me know. If you're listening from Nepal, just let me know, okay? Send me a private or message here. I'll come find you. But I have no grudge. I'm forgiving him because he helped me to dream big. I'm sure where he's today, he's not experiencing the life that I'm experiencing right now. And thank you, Vishnu, for helping me do that. What if you could be grateful for the person who took advantage of you? Because there is a value that you got from it. I know there are extreme cases where you didn't have a value, but what if you could be grateful so that these kind of people disappear from your life? You don't need to re-manifest these kind of experiences in your life. What is the context of your life? What is the new context? What could this mean to you? What's the new emotion? What's the new context? Write down the context. The new context is, write it down. Now, you are setting your journey towards a new destiny. This person who limited you for last 20, 25 years, that person who captured you into a room and locked the door, locked the windows, and asked you to stay there, which you were kind of obeying, like you were like obediently staying there in the room, by not forgiving, not letting it go. Today, not because you love them, you can still dislike them. I give you permission. That's okay. You don't need to hate them. You can dislike them. But today you're freeing yourself from this who by changing the meaning. Because you want to leap forward. Unless you don't want to leap forward, then why would we listen to this video up until now? So you want to change your life. You want to move to the next level. You want to claim your destiny. You want to create a story, and you want to be a legend who claim their highest destiny. You change the meaning. You change the emotion. You change the context today and process that. Watch this video again if you have to. Process that so that your business, your life can be full. See you tomorrow.